Yellow, yellow. It is Ligia Mencia if we are friends on Facebook, and Art for Ligia if you are kind enough to follow me on Instagram, and of course Ligia in October here on the YouTube's channel. And I'm here tonight. It's really late, 10:30, almost 10:30 p.m. on a Friday night. And I do have to get up early tomorrow to take my cat into the vet. He's got an appointment at 8 a.m. So I'm here to work on my OctoBER journal again for the OctoBER Zine Journal project that has officially started October 1. I did my first page for the 2nd of October, which was yesterday. And I call this page Nuestra Señora de las Donas, and in English it is Our Lady of the Donuts. And I say she is my patron saint of donuts because I think donuts and coffee are the best for breakfast, even though sadly they are not good for you. But in any case, I am quite pleased with it. I came back a little bit later and did this stamp of coffee beans, which I think I already put away. But this is a foam stamp by designed. I forgot who the designer name is, but it is from PM Artist Studio as well. And I'll put the link on this description of this video. So okay, I have some ideas, and I'm gonna leave the title page for an idea that I have for making this diamond of a baseball field into maybe a spider web. And so I got some ideas, so but not enough time to pull it together. So I'm either going to put it for October 1 or October 3rd, but I'm not quite too sure which one to use yet. So I'm going to put it to the side and then show you what I have here of what I've selected. So I already did some pre-cutting, and then I figured, okay, if I know what I'm doing, maybe it won't take me too long, and I can't do a quick video here. So I made this cutout, and I took the skull off. I'm going to put it to the side over here. We're going to come back and use it for later on another page. But I got this one cut out from this book, Vintage Dark Ephemera. And so it's a pretty cool book. They're not shiny, so I don't know what type of ink it is. Hopefully it won't bleed with glue and maybe a few other types of liquid adhesion along the way. But anyway, Vintage Ephemera, Vintage Dark Ephemera. And you can get this on Amazon. Is where I got it from. The first half is not dark vintage ephemera, but I don't know who printed this. To the T prints, I don't know, maybe that's what it is. But the first half is recipes, and I thought I got ripped off because it's a pretty thick book, and that's what I thought, that it was full of that, but it isn't. But you know, after flipping through this, some of these recipes look pretty good, and maybe I'm not too mad that I got it. Some of these things I wouldn't eat, like beef steak Brussels. Beef steak, I don't eat a whole lot of red meat. But look, they got a cool, good recipe. Parmesan cauliflower steaks, spicy chicken. I don't eat pork, so no pork. Homemade chicken fajitas. I'm always on the lookout for a new fajitas. recipe for some good tacos. Okay, maybe some of this I wouldn't do. Too extra for me. Lemon pepper chicken thighs. That sounds good and healthy. Okay, enough of that. That's not what we're here to do today, and that's not what you're here to watch. So as always, not as always, but if you know, if you've been watching a few of my other videos, you know that I like everything mostly creepy and pretty and cute, and so I am listening to mostly a scary movie on Netflix. This one I've watched is another that I've watched a few times, and it is called, let me see, hold on. In English, it's Disappear Completely, but it is a Mexican horror movie called Desaparecerse por completo, which means disappear completely. And it's a really good one. I highly recommend that you watch it. It's got subtitles. It's creepy. And I really like it. I wish the US would stream or have more foreign scary movies available. I know there's a lot of Asian scary movies on Netflix and Prime, but I don't find enough in Spanish. A few I've caught from Spain, which are pretty good, but I wish I could find more from other Latin American countries. And I really like this Mexican director. I'll put details on the description below if you want to check it out, but I highly recommend it. Okay, so my thought here today is to use this skeleton form that I cut out, which was only really not even half of it, right? Because I couldn't get the rest of the pelvis or the legs. But my initial thought was to find a head to substitute for the skull on this. I'm going to bring you a little closer so you guys can see better and I don't have to keep bringing this up. Right? Because I think, there you go. See how cool it looks? But then I like her head, and the hair was what I was going to try to cut out and somehow overlay, right? But I really like her form. She's got a very beautiful dress. I love what she's holding in her hand, and her hair is really great. So I thought instead of losing the rest of the form, that I could overlay this on top and kind of try to align it so that this forearm kind of sort of meets this hand right here that she has, and the neck aligns with her head, with her tilted head. And then on this side, I know that her elbow is bent in towards her instead of out. So I thought I would cut out that arm, leave the sleeve of her dress visible, and then cut the hand, align it over here so that this would come up. And then whatever length of her body to get in, maybe up to here, right? Cut it out. And that's going to be my basis. And then the rest, I think, I don't know yet. But I'm still deciding on the page. And I'm thinking of using this too, with some of the, with the idea of a prompt that were provided by Mary from the Mary Atelier, who's hosting this project, this OctoBER Zine project. And one of her prompts was using the negative space of a pretty paper that you have. Anyways, that's how I interpret it. So I'm going to go with that, and I'm going to punch out some holes here through this length. I'm still indecisive. Which of these ends I'm gonna use and keep in the journal, because this is too long and I'm gonna have to cut something off. But if I punch holes in the length of this strip, it'll still keep these wonderful colors that you see here, right? And they're really all metallics, or got mixed up with other metallics, and that's why it's got that glimmery, shimmery color. And they're not too straight, but that's all right. That's the beauty of this type of art, right? I really like this pink end, but I really like the beginning purple. Anyways, so that's this one, right? And so now I think what I'm gonna try to do is, I don't think I can paste it yet, because I do have to cut out her arm. So this Disappearing Completely movie is about a photographer, professional photographer, that goes around the city taking pictures. He's an artist, but he has to make a living, right? So a man after my heart. So he takes pictures of people who have passed away in murders, accidents, whatnot, and sells them to newspapers for the stories. And he seems to make a pretty decent living. And so now he's gone to the house of some type of public official. Maybe he was a judge or a politician, and he's taking pictures. And the way he's able to get pictures of these crime scenes is because he pays off some of the police to let him take those pictures. So that's where they're inside I don't know if it's a mansion, but it's a pretty nice place that this judge official has. And here, I'll put on my glasses, but I think I see better without my glasses. The lights are out, and he's taking pictures, and he sees that the rats have gotten to him and have started gnawing at his skin. And so the police officer has gone off to try to investigate what happened to the lights. And then they heard some type of noise in some other room. Oh my God, that startled me. I guess the guy is still alive. He's not dead. And then the police guy is not there, but the photographer guy is, of course, because he's taking the pictures. And the politician, whoever he is, the judge or whatever, he's begging the photographer guy, to kill him. And now they called the ambulance. So they're telling him to scram. You know, on the other side is a close-up picture of this model, and she really is very pretty. And I feel a little bad cutting into it, because I think I would have liked to have used this. I mean, I think I could probably always find the image online or the magazine again. But see, she's very beautiful. But I like the shadows on this side of the face. And I wouldn't attempt to do it with paints, but maybe with oil pastels, because I've been trying to paint or draw. Do you draw or paint with oil pastels? I think you draw, but some people say paint. I've been drawing my portrait with oil pastels. I mean, you know, because That's how I practice instead of messing somebody up. Anyway, I thought these shadows were really, really cool. And then that redness right against her jet black hair. I really like these shadows. I really do. I really do. Anyways, I'll find the image online. I'm sure I'll find the magazine. Anyway, okay, so I am here now. Now I'm going to cut this up here. I'm going to try to, I guess, do the best that I can here. Do some fussy cutting. I don't know if you can see well, but if you can't, I'm sorry. I think fussy cutting magazines is the hardest. It takes some skill because it is so thin and fragile that you could tear it easily. I said I was gonna cut off her arm, but you know, I don't know by how much yet. So let me cut all of this out first. I'm gonna use her hand. And I think the great background on this picture, I'm cutting out, but I think it is awesome. And so I think it's going to go great against the gray background of that page. And yeah. So there we go. All right. All right, the guy's back home and he's looking through his pictures, but he actually got jumped while he was walking back to his car. And they took his camera and his backpack and stole his wallet and IDs, I'm sure. But he had unloaded the stool is not going to get in there. It's too long, so I'm just kind of roughly cutting so that I can get a feel. And so now he's sifting through. I'm going to put my glasses back on. He was sifting through the pictures, a card that he had put in the inside of his jacket. And so now he's trying to get into bed with his wife is sleeping, but they had a fight earlier because she told him that she's pregnant, and he was upset because allegedly he says that they had both agreed that they would not be bringing children into the world, but she wants to keep the baby. And so that morning they parted, having fought. And so he's trying to whisper to her while she's sleeping, like, what do you call those? Subliminal message when somebody's sleeping, by telling her, it's not a good idea to keep it, my love. Blah, 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 blah. And whatever, this and this and that. But, you know, she ain't gonna go for it. Because I've seen this money and I know how it ends. It still doesn't take away the creep factor. All right, what am I looking for here? What I'm looking for is a little mat here, because I'm gonna do some cutting with a craft knife. So let me bring this here. Where's my craft knives? Where did I put them? It's not in this box. Oh, did I put it over here? Yes, here we go. I think I'm gonna use this one. delicate and it's going to be a little bit more precise. Hopefully, if it hasn't gotten dull, because I think, oh, excuse me, it was dulling. Well, maybe I'm not, because I'm going to cut her arm, so I think I can cut. Let me, here we go, because I think I can cut here through her arm and then around here, right? Because I'm going to bring this up and use a skeletal hand. So now you're off camera. Let me bring you over a little bit more. I hope I don't. I think I am going to bump my head here, so I'm going to have to bring you back. But I need to be this close because I can't see well. Okay, so what I think I'm going to do here is try to line this up and then figure out where I'm going to cut from. So I think I'm going to cut through here, the sleeve right here. I'm going to put my timer because I really do need to get up on time. I can't be late for this appointment. So I think I'm going to put 30 minutes. And if I get to finish, I get to finish. And if I don't, I don't. And then I'll try to splice the videos together. Yeah, so that's what I'm going to do. And then cut the hand here and then line it up to this one and then taking this away. So this looks like the skeletal arm is coming out, right? I mean, I know it's not realistic, but you get the idea. Okay. I am going to commit to this. Here. Don't matter, Rebecca, if you're a little off. She's got a very pretty dress. So I'm having a little bit of a hard time seeing here because I got a little eye thing going on. I went to see a specialist today on an emergency basis because it was freaking me out that I have a literal dark spot in my vision, and it blocks some of my vision from my right eye. Now, because I still have my left eye, which sees as well as it can see, right? Because I do need glasses. So I'm still able to see if I'm looking through both eyes. But there's some type of blurriness and distortion. So it's a little hard to take a look at things and try to follow along. So I kind of have to look. I'll move my eye, but I gotta take in like the surround line, like you're looking straight ahead, right? And you know you're looking right there, but you're still aware. You can still see the rest. So I have to keep looking straight without moving my eye to try to focus in here or in her face, right? And yeah, it's weird. So the specialist said it isn't anything serious, quote unquote, though it has to be monitored. He said it's a cotton wool spot that is caused by, high blood pressure. I think he said blood accumulated. Yeah, I need to cut this out here. Because, see, I can't even, I'm going to try my best. I don't know. I'm like this. I think like that, right? As best as I can. And he said it'll clear up. And I do have high blood pressure, and I think it was my fault because I had stopped taking my high blood pressure medication, even though it was a low dose. Because I was experiencing vertigo and dizziness. See, maybe like this right there. No. Okay. And so I had self-diagnosed myself and had stopped taking my blood pressure med. It turned out it didn't have anything to do with my blood pressure, that it was actually something common that happens to people, that as you reach your middle age, you get vertigo because the crystals inside your ear become dislodged. And once that happens, that's when you experience vertigo. I haven't been taking consistently my blood pressure medication because I was still convinced that it's it. But I'm no doctor. I had no business self-diagnosing myself. Anyway, so I gotta resume. I on track to take that blood pressure medication. Anyways, this cotton wool spot is supposed to go away on its own, and your eye heals. And so what the doctor said is that, because I told him what I'm seeing, I'm like, it looks like I'm seeing a half moon, a crescent moon spot, dark spot on the bottom of my vision that goes like, if here, I got an eyeball here. I can demo to you. So if I'm looking straight ahead, and in certain conditions, like if the background is white or light color, or if I'm focusing too much on a certain area, what I start to see is like on my vision down here, that a crescent shadow here. And I eventually, if I focus too much on the same spot, then that spot or patch begins to darken. And so then I have this crescent moon shape that goes like this on the bottom of my vision. And then when I'm seeing that crescent shape spot and it becomes prominent, then the edges along that shape of what I still am able to see becomes unnervingly distorted. And so even if like, for example, if I'm looking at this here, this grid, I know that they're straight lines. But if I start to, I don't think I'll be able to see that because this is kind of dark and it won't be this is black, and so it won't be prominent. But if it was inversed, the lines were black and then the squares were white, then I do start to see that, and then the lines start distorting. They're not straight. And so that was pretty freaky. So that's why in the morning I called the specialist because I had a follow-up, a yearly checkup, but it wasn't scheduled until December 2nd. And so I called and I'm like, because it wasn't getting any better. You know, for the past few days, and I woke up this morning, realizing that that dark spot had become even more prominent than it had been from the day before. And that's why I'm like, forget it. I'm going in. Yeah. Okay, that's as much as I'm going to do. Let me not keep focusing on that. All right. So we're going to line up here. Try to line up this to her hand right here. And then that's it. I was hoping her pelvis would be more in line here, but maybe I can move this here. Yeah, I think I can move it. We'll make it work. Okay. I'm going to use this to spread some glue, and I'm going to use this industrial strength. Maybe I'm kind of growing into this one. It's not so bad. It's not bad, actually. Oh, and he calls his dog, his pet dog, Zombie, which I think is kind of cute. All right. Uh-oh, the dog has turned on him and is biting his arm, so he's trying to shake him off. Oops, here we go. Oh, I shouldn't have put it on the other side. Okay, there we go. All right, so her pelvis is sticking out a little bit from her dress. That's okay. Maybe I can move her a little bit more without. There we go. How does she look? She looks creepy and lovely with just the way I like it. Okay. Now this one, we're gonna do it like here, like she has her hand against her hip, and she's got those basket of flowers. I think this is what I had meant to cut out. So I told my friend what was happening, because we work together actually, and so she checked on me later, as friends do. And she was joking with me that maybe what I should do is wear a patch until it clears up, which I found it funny, right? But maybe she's got a point there, because she said it must be frustrating to see that dark spot. Because I told her the only way that I can get rid of it, I guess, or not see that weird distortion, is by closing my right eye. So I'm like, yeah, I'll be fine, but I'm going to be crabby for the next week at work, because I'm going to be doing that a lot, and it gets tiresome. And she's like, well, yeah, because it's like if you're frowning. Which my doctor said I need to stay hydrated. And I mean, he's not lying. I drink too much Coke, so I think I'm going to lay off the Coke and start drinking non-caffeinated tea and more water, essentially. I don't know what happened to me once I hit my 50s, because I turned 52. And I used to laugh at my dad a lot. I used to make fun of him because he would be like, he wouldn't drink water, and I would be like, "Down, you know, drink water. Why are you drinking so much coffee?" And blah blah blah. And they never see you drink coffee. He never drank soda like I do. Well, actually, I don't think I ever saw him drink a soda. But he drank a lot of coffee. And that was his hydration, he would say. And, you know, and I would lecture him, and he's like, nah, I hate water. And anyway, water, if I drink too much water, oh yeah, look at that. She's going to be awesome. I'm going to rust from the inside. I'm going to get oxidized. And I'm like, okay, Dad, that's a you problem, and that's stupid. But now I get it. See what I get for having made fun of my dad? Now it's me. And water tastes wonderful. Don't get me wrong. But I don't know what's wrong with me that thinking about drinking water makes my stomach hurt. And I don't know why. Should I do it on this page or the other page? Should I do that on this side or this side? Well, because I'm going to cover up those wonderful numbers. But if I keep this punched, kind of looks cool, right? Or maybe this side. Let me take it to this page. Because I am on day 3, right? Yes. Like here, because this is kind of a little, that I can't tell. There's a crease right there. So maybe that's what I'm going to put there. And then here. Like that. Actually, I think it looks better on the other page, right? It's over here. Maybe I should do it from this side. What about this side? Maybe like this, huh? Uh-oh. He found a stuffed dead toad in his kitchen under the stove. And so he's showing it to his police friends, and they're lecturing him now, telling him, you know, take that away from us, or that he brought it into the cafeteria. And they're telling him that's witchcraft. He doesn't believe it, of course. And so now the police officer is saying, you know, in this, I know if you don't understand the culture, but people do have their own witches, their own brujas. And so the police officer, and they don't bat an eye of like scandalous or like, ha ha ha, you know. And his partner doesn't blink an eye. She's just looking at him, nodding. And when the other guy says, you know, if you want, he's like, somebody's done something to you. And if you want, I will give you the number of my witch to help you. And so I think they're, well, of course, they convince him enough that he's frightened of what's going on. So he is going to visit the La Bruja to try to see if she can help him. I think I like it there, but I think I want more here. I have a friend at work that she does believe, and I think to a certain extent I do, but more of the concept of intention. And you know, when we started getting to know each other, becoming friends, and then we kind of casually, you know, tested the waters between us, and then we realized, oh yeah, you're not, you believe too. I don't have a bruja, of course. Well, I shouldn't say it that way, but I don't, but she does. And you know, sometimes she gives me advice on what to do to placate the spirit that I have here in this little room. I don't know, you can laugh if you don't believe. Don't matter. Well, here's the spider web that I was talking about. Maybe that's what I'm gonna do. I like those windows, the wicked windows. But I also like this one. But because it would be here, right? It's gonna cover up most of the web. I mean, I ain't gonna lie, she's probably is wicked. Well, wicked in the sense of to those who deserve it. Because maybe she is the karma that comes after for everybody who are jerks in this world, or more than jerks. I mean, sometimes people can be jerks and still be good people, but you know, I've been known to be a jerk, but hopefully I'm not a bad person. I don't think I'm a bad person. I try. What about there? Maybe, yeah. I think what I'm gonna do is spray it. Yeah. But I'm gonna have to do some covering here. Let me put this one away. So see, this is also a stencil. This is from PM Artist Studio, Walter's Webbing. PMArtiststudio.com. You should check out their YouTube too. They're pretty awesome. Okay. Let me put Wicked Windows away. Okay. I need some protection here. I got some paper towel over here. So now he's talking to the witch, and she's just observing him, and she's like, you did something to piss somebody off. So he's saying, well, can't you just do a cleansing, a limpia? You know, I can destroy the toad that I found. She's like, that's not gonna help. And there's nothing that I can do because I'm not that powerful. But I know of somebody who is. but that's for sure. She says it in Spanish, which I think sounds cooler. Pero eso sí que te va a salir caro. Which means, but that's for sure, it's gonna cost you. Uh-oh, she just said you only have 2 days left before you lose all of your senses. And if you want to save yourself, you need to act now. So she's telling what he needs to do and bring and where. And she said, but that's for sure. You're going to have to sacrifice something that's going to hurt you a lot. But you're going to have to do it. Because it's either them or you. And he's losing his senses. So he lost his sense of feeling. So he can't feel pain or anything. And I think he already lost his sense of taste. And so he's sitting in his car trying to decide, I guess, what is he going to do? Who is he going to sacrifice? So he's looking for money and grabbing the things. This is pumice stone. So it's not going to be exact, right? And he's pawning his things to get more money. All right, come into it, Rebecca. There we go. All right, let's see if it came out. If not, it'll just be a darker gray. That's all. Oh, yay, it did come out. Well, except for the ones that didn't make close contact, which was okay. So I'm gonna put this, where should I put this? Well, I don't have anything, so I'm just gonna put it over this paper towel. If I had been smart, I would have had another piece of paper to do this. Because look at how cool is that? I mean, I guess I could keep this. So now he went to the Botanica, which I guess in English it's botanical, but that almost seems like it's flowery, but it is like medicinal type of place. And gave him the list to the guy, and when the guy opened it, he's like, do you carry this? And the guy took his list, and you could see the expression on his face, like, are you shitting me? Of kind of like, dang, dude, what did you get yourself in? I'm like, oh shoot, what did he have to get? Okay, so I think I like this. Actually, maybe should I replicate it on this? I don't know, I already took that idea for this side. Maybe I need to let this dry before I start gluing stuff. Oops. I only got 2 minutes, so I probably will have to let this dry and come back tomorrow night, because then I'm gonna go take my cat to the vet 8 in the morning. Then I'm gonna have breakfast with my brother after, and then I'm gonna try to take a quick nap, but probably I won't, and then start heading out for my painting class, oil painting class in the afternoon. And then after that, in the evening, then my sister wants to get together and have dinner and go check out this bar in the neighborhood and have a drink with me and my brother. And then that'll be it. I think that's gonna look pretty cool. I like this here. So that's where it's gonna go. It's gonna stay right there. And cut this off here. I may try to put something here to cover this. Maybe find something else. Maybe that's what I'm gonna do. Let's see, I got less than a minute. 30 seconds. So no, I think I'm gonna call it a night because I do need to get up early, take a shower, get out of here by 7. So that means I need to have corralled my cat. I need to be like have my cat in the carrier and be on my way out. But how cool does that look? I think I like it. All right, guys, I'll finish this up tomorrow, but see you in a few. For you, it'll be like I never left. Bye.